Essentially, the whole argument is an ingeniously constructed series of suppositions combined with forced readings of such tangible facts as are offered. End quote. The historian Marion Weber offered an even more biting critique when the book was first published in 1982. She said, quote, "Of course, there's not much harm in thinking that Jesus was buried, nor are these authors the first to suggest it, or that his descendants were King Pippin and Charles Martel. But there is harm in strings of lurid falsehoods and distorted reasoning. The method bends the mind the wrong way.
Sorry, babe.
And insidious and real corruption."
I feel like still there's a lot of this guy
Back
around,
to where I
so
started. Marion
it might be
Weber,
raining.
this
I
type
don't
of
think it's gonna be like
pseudo-historical writing, quote, bends the mind the wrong way, reminds me of Umberto Eco's thoughts on morons. The Knights Templar are a legitimately interesting part of the mission. However, most of the lore associated with them only starts to appear 400 years after their dissolution. As I've said many times before, the later a story starts to appear in the historical record, the higher the likelihood that it's made up. The mysticism cultivated by the Freemasons has rubbed off on the Templars. As a result, their real place in world history has been distorted. We live in a time when conspiratorial thinking that was once relegated to the fringe is gaining a good foothold in the mainstream. However, I still passionately believe that critically minded people can see through much of it. I think we should keep in mind Umberto Eco's test for a reason. They work by short circuits. They see their ruse confirmed everywhere and by everything. You can tell him by the liberty he takes with common sense, by his flash of inspiration. In fact, sooner or later, brings up okay, that's all for this week. That's all for this special presentation of our thing. I hope you enjoyed it. You all join us again in 2 weeks' time when I will be back in my maternity leave with an all-new episode of Our Favorite. Actually planning a special series for when I return, something that's been requested a whole lot over the years, so I think you're all ready to join. Gotta come back with something big, right? That's my plan. Normally, before we go, I like to give a shout out to everyone who's pledged $5 or more on Patreon, but I'm actually going to save my shout out back to my regular scheduled episode. So just keep listening if you are one of my new Patreon subscribers. I promise you'll be getting a special shout out very soon. In the meantime, if you would like to reach out to me and say hello or ask me a question, hit me up at ourfakehistory@gmail.com. Find me on Twitter at ourfakehistory. Find me on Instagram at ourfakehistory, or find me on Facebook, facebook.com/ourfakehistory. As always, the theme music for the show comes to us from Dirty Church. You can check out more from Dirty Church at dirtychurch.bandcamp.com. And all the other music you heard on the show today was written and recorded by me. My name is Sebastian Major, and remember, just because it didn't happen doesn't mean it isn't real.
fly fishing tip that
with your casting. One of the most important pieces of gear
I don't know
you
if
bring
any of
is
the big
polarized
things near-
sunglasses, like X-ray specs.
Why, what?
They'll let you see everything
starting to
under
wonder
the
if
water
any of
much
the big
better,
spots are
including
near,
fish.
like,
For
the
more
views
fun
of the
ideas,
viewing
easy
spots.
how-tos, and inspiring stories,
I
visit
think the Desert View one
llb.com/guide.
is, I hope.
Like the
If not,
Desert View
there's
Watchtower
not,
in the
yeah.
air.
It stretches across the 93 days of
If
summer.
not, it's okay.
Worship isn't offered to the sun, but to the smoking tire, the S-curve, and the spin turn. And if you ride it, make sure you do it in a Dodge Charger, Challenger, or Durango. Because on this highway,
There we go.
the lines being blurred.
Yeah, this is very like, I liked it. It was like very isolated, like showers. So.
Welcome to Highway 93. Dodge is a registered trademark.
We're always celebrating something in summer. Weddings, birthdays, showers, graduations,
Showers.
Wednesdays. The list goes on. And finding the perfect gift for those celebrations can be tough. Or at least it was. Because now there's Drizzly, the #1 app for alcohol delivery. With Drizzly, you can compare prices on the largest selection of beer, wine, and spirits. Then send them to that
Could
special
check.
someone
We could
in
look
under
at
60
Grandview
minutes.
Point and see
Or
if, like,
scheduled up to 2
do
weeks
you
in
want to do that and
advance.
see if there's
It's
like
basically the ultimate gifting cheat code, because drinks are basically the ultimate gift. Think about it. When's the last time and you returned alcohol? Never? Exactly.
Continue on Grandview Point for 3/4 of a mile.
So if you're looking to spend more time celebrating and less time gift shopping, download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's
Drizzly.
DRIZLY.com to find their favorite drinks without breaking the bank today.
If you walk down the block, you'll find amazing things to do at your local Croc. You can walk the track, hit pickleball, Zumba when the rhythm calls, take music lessons, or go for a swim, all after you hit the gym. Click on the link and see what you think. Then take a walk to your local Croc.
In a 1/4 mile, turn right to stay on Grandview Point. Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Where are all the people at?
That's where they are.
Ah, that tin whistle. I would know it anywhere. I'd be willing to wager that if you were conscious in 1997, that romantic little melody, blown mournfully into one of the world's most annoying instruments, is carved just as deeply into the gray matter of your brain as it is in mine. If you weren't around in 1997 or were living in a corner of the world that somehow escaped the pop culture tsunami that was James Cameron's Titanic, then it might be difficult for you to fully
no, we can
wrap
go.
your head around its unrelenting cultural domination. The movie Titanic
Maybe
premiered in the
maybe
United
we'll go
States
up a
on
little
December
bit.
19th, 1997, and was immediately embraced by both critics and the movie-going public in general. The sprawling, unapologetically romantic historical epic seemed to have something for absolutely
I mean, I don't
everyone.
think there's anything preventing us
It
from
was
parking
one
over
part
here.
Romeo and Juliet and one part
Let's park here
towering
and just
inferno.
wait until it rains itself out.
It was a
which should be
disaster
pretty-
movie
oh,
wearing the ornate
quickly.
jewelry of a romantic
and we can
period.
just eat it in the car.
Everyone and their grandmother saw this film in the theater. In fact, this was the kind of movie that you saw in the theater with your grandmother.
All you have to do is take the top off that.
Take the top off.
You're such a silly boy.
Silly boy. That's good because all I have to do is take the top off.